What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of GBA. In this episode, we're going to take another look at my Sega Saturn collecting journey videos, basically. I like to call these the Sega Saturn series, where I just basically show you guys the video games that I've picked up for the Sega Saturn. Not to dive too deep into it, but I picked up a Polymega, and I'm collecting heavy for the Saturn right now. When I started this journey, I only had about 7 games, so that's skyrocketed over 50 now. So this is just an entry into a series where I'm going to show you guys 7 new Sega Saturn games that I picked up. Now, I must say at the beginning of this video, this is not a review. This is just going to be a quick, showing you guys what I got, maybe saying a few words about each game. And I will save the games that I probably would recommend most to the end of the video, and just show you guys some of the sports games or other things like that in the beginning. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and let's get started with this installment of the Sega Saturn series. So first game up is NHL 97. Not much to say about it. It's a hockey game. Not the best hockey game, not the worst hockey game, just a hockey game. Probably won't show any footage of this, but yeah, it's still good to add it to the collection. Try to remember to show you guys all the discs here, since most of these are loose discs. Just a little tidbit here: if you guys don't want to pay the exorbitant cost of Sega Saturn games, pick them up a loose disc and put them in DVD cases. They look fine on the shelf. Alright, so next up, this game is horrible. We have NBA Jam Extreme. In one of my recent Sega Saturn videos, I showed the NBA Jam Tournament Edition on the Saturn, and that is a fantastic version of this game. This game looks terrible, and it does not play very good. I would say avoid this at pretty much all costs. I'll show you guys a little bit of the gameplay in the video, but yeah, it's not good. Alright, so next up we have Pebble Beach Golf Links. You know, for a golf game, this is pretty good. I actually like golf games. I play a lot of arcade golf games. This has pretty decent visuals. It used like digitized graphics, but it's not a bad golf game. It's not very deep, and there's not a lot of courses on it or whatnot, but you could do a lot worse. It looks like something that you would have played on like the 3DO or whatnot, but yeah, it's not a bad golf game, and I would loosely recommend this if you guys enjoy golf games. Alright, so now we're getting into some of the better games, I guess you could call them. Next up, this is something that every Sega Saturn collector should own. We have Nights into Dreams. This right there. This is one of the not for resale copies, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is. So you could have gotten this game in like the big box with the the analog controller or whatnot, which you really want to play this in analog mode. I don't really care for this game that much, to be honest with you. It's kind of like a laid-back game. There's not really a whole lot of, I don't know. It's just not my favorite game. Your opinions might vary, and that's okay. But I would recommend this just because it's just one of those staple Saturn games that everybody should own. Alright, next up we have a really interesting game, and I usually don't show sports games video footage, but I'm going to show you guys some of this because it's kind of interesting. We have Slammin Jam 96. So this game is really interesting. It's got a really weird perspective. I think the visuals are pretty good in this game, to be honest with you. They look pretty good. You'll see them in the video. But typically you play basketball games, you look at it from the side view. This game takes place, you're kind of looking at it from behind the backboard. So it's definitely a weird perspective, and like I said, the game looks good and it plays pretty good. So I would recommend this basketball game just because of how different it is. But yeah, not a bad game at all. Alright, so the last 2 games are probably my favorite games of this video, but first up we have Virtual Cop, which if you grew up in the arcade scene in the 90s, everybody knows Virtual Cop. This is a really good game. The visuals aren't the best on the Saturn, and I can't play with a light gun, unfortunately, so I kind of just had to move the cursor around with the controller and try to shoot people. So yeah, this game's not as fun without a gun, and it doesn't look all that great on the Saturn. This is honestly probably one that I'll play on my arcade machine more, play the arcade version of it. But still, Virtual Cop, definitely one of those games that's a must-have for, people who are collecting for the Sega Saturn. And last up, the probably my favorite game, well, definitely my favorite game of this bunch, we have A Stall. So, A Stall is pretty well known. It's a very, very fun side-scrolling platformer. The visuals are fantastic. The story is really cool in this game. It has a really cool opening, and it has, cutscenes throughout the game. It's really, really good, and it's a very interesting game. It's pretty expensive. Even loose disc, it's, over $50 or whatnot. If you get it complete, it's well over $100 typically. But A Stall is definitely a game that I would definitely recommend for the Sega Saturn. As you'll see in some of the gameplay here, this game is visually stunning, and the gameplay is really fun too. It's very unique, and like I said, the story will keep you coming back for more. But A Stall, definitely a game I would add to any Saturn collection out there. But yeah, guys, that is the 7 games in this installment of the Sega Saturn series. Let me know what you thought down below in the comments section. What was your favorite game in this installment? Do you own any of these games? Are you seeking out any of these games? I would love to have a little conversation with you guys about the Sega Saturn. Like I said, ever since I picked up the Polymega, I'm really enjoying these games. Most of these games look great in 1080p, and I'm just enjoying collecting for the system. Let me know what you think. Do you like the Sega Saturn? Are you collecting for it? Love to hear what you guys have to say. But for now, it's probably going to do it. But first, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. If you know anybody who likes this kind of content, please share the video around. I'm always looking to grow the channel a little bit. But for now, I'm going to go open up some more boxes. Maybe play some video games. Try and enjoy the rest of my evening. Hope you do too. So until next time, everyone, I'll see you later.